Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recaps and Daily Teachings. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose only, nothing is financial advice. Alright guys, amazing day. Powell came in Jackson Hole and it was amazing. So Powell came this morning and he suggested that there's going to be a rate cut coming. And the market just ripped. So market is always front running the rate cuts, and that's what happened today. And if you missed the today's move, I will show you how we traded in the community, how you use the Ripster EMA Clouds System to trade with confidence, not get scared with Powell. We were actually long even before Powell came. So we will discuss all that, especially if you missed today's move. Make sure you watch, learn the system. So next time this happens, you do not miss these moves. And we will go through our winners and losers. I will show you my timestamp guidance, our pre-market planning, and how we did it today. All right. So before we start, just a quick introduction to anybody who's new to our X account, new to YouTube, or new to our community. All these trade recaps and all these teachings are based upon our repeatable system called Ripster EMA Cloud System. The system just doesn't include my teachings, not just the clouds or MTF clouds, but the various concepts that I teach in and out. You can learn about those on my free website, ripstereducation.com. You can follow me on Twitter or X. You can learn there. Thousands of traders use these teachings, use these concepts to trade consistently. We trade this in our community, Tanner Trade Group, one of the largest trading communities online, one of the largest educational-based trading communities online, not an alert service, where we all follow the strict system and we try to, just play with the system and not on gut feelings. System is how you trade, setup is what you trade. System is based upon all the concepts that we follow, but how do you find the setups? So to find the setups, you have to prepare, and that's what we do every day. We make our pre-market planning. Either you are doing a day trade, swing trade, or you're doing an investment, you need to plan. So we spend a lot of time pre-market planning. Every morning, me and my team, we go live on live screen and we create this game plan for our community. I even share this plan on my X as well. I shared this plan today on X for other followers to follow. So we create initial game plan, support pivots, resistance pivots, and we create a game plan. And we also mark if any one of those is on MTF clouds. And we try to follow our initial game plan. We have initial bias. I usually highlight any setups, any trades I like in red. I usually recommend the traders to focus on 2 or 3, 4 names which they like. If I like some names, I'm on top of them. And I guide those traders as well on those setups. For example, my top focus was NVDA and the marketplace today and Zoom. So we're going to talk about those as well. And I will show you what was my pre-market planning and how did the stock worked. We buy, sell, short based upon this plan. If something doesn't trigger, we do not trade it. We have news plays, earning plays, index stocks, and upgrades and downgrades. So also today was a lot of Friday, so I do teach a lot about the risk reward behind a lot of Friday options. Of course, it was an amazing day today because a lot of the lot options went 300, 400%. But I do specify that when we are trading options, we mostly trade shares, but a lot of options has a special risk reward. So today was our Friday lot option day. We also trade indexes. We trade SPY, QQQ, IWM, MAG 7. We provide this game plan and the levels to everybody in the pre-market. We have extensive webinars, a lot of teachings on my YouTube as well. You can watch 1,000+ videos on how to trade this with Ripster EMA Cloud System. We share this in the pre-market as well. We trade crypto stocks. We'll talk about coin today as well. These levels and the plan is provided. We talk about that. So we will talk about those. We also trade futures in the community. Futures was amazing today. ES futures, NASDAQ futures. You can trade them with Ripster EMA Clouds. We recently launched our indicator Ripster Cloud on Ninja Trader, which I will announce on this weekend, and you can use them there. We also have our special strategy called Day 2, Day 3 strategy. This is a stress-free strategy. I did a webinar on X as well, free webinar on showing you how to do these setups and why are these setups so stress-free. We had some top plays on this. We will take a look at Circle, PLTR, FUTU, Walmart. We'll look at all of our day 2 setups and go through them. I'm usually on the voice in the first few hours of the market open because that's the most important time. That's when most of the moves are done. Because we have so many tools in the community. We have 3 option flow scanners. We have star scanners. We have breaking news alerts. We have breaking news audio alerts. We have order flow. Screen shares. We have like 8-9 screen shares going on in our community. I'm on my live screen. I'm on my audio. We have Ripster Cloud alerts and thousands of traders on our trading floor all day long, sharing ideas, keeping eye on the market, anything that's moving. We are the first one to be on top of that. So that being said, let's start with a recap. All right, so let's start with SPY, QQQs, S&P, NASDAQ. This is pretty much valid for anything you traded. SPY, QQQ, IWM, or even if you traded Dow Jones, you traded futures. So all this recap and all this what we traded is valid for any of those. So let's see, you know, how did we manage today? It was a huge day. It was a huge day. We did not short today because we don't short with the system. A lot of traders usually short on a day like this. They think, oh, it's a pump. No, we follow our fixed system. So let's look back at our pre-market plan. Now let's see what was our plan on the market. So SPY QQQ, Powell speech at 10 a.m. The key levels, our VIX strategy tells us key levels are 16, 60, 17. If VIX stays under those levels and break down 16, then we will be long on the market. We are going to watch US dollar. You know, we want to watch our amateur move, which is the first 10-minute initial move. And we are also going to trade IWM on Powell's comments as well. And as you know, the Powell's comments were bullish, rate cut, so everything went to the moon. But let's see what we were doing before that. So as soon as the market opened, and we also look at the flow as well, especially for the index stocks. As soon as the market opened, I saw the insane strength on SPY. I have seen this movie before. I even tweeted about it. So why were we long? We were long because this was a nice breakout here. You see this 10-minute resistance line breaking out, and also 1-hour MTF cloud. What is an MTF cloud? MTF cloud is the clouds are invented, which is based upon 1-hour EMAs, but we are trading on intraday 10-minute. So when I saw that breaking out, I told the traders it is an MTF long. It is an MTF long. Long it into 10 a.m. Why into 10 a.m.? Because at 10 a.m. is when Powell comes. We will adjust and see that what happens at 10 a.m. We'll see that we will adjust accordingly. So we were already long, and we were not scared of that what it's going to chop or whatever. That's what I told the traders. Do not be scared, just long it, right? You can long right away as soon as the candle starts to push there around 9:35. So I was on the voice. I told the traders to long, and then once it pushed over the MTF, it became an MTF long, right? ESH futures are also good to long. So that's what I told the traders. So you see that we were already long. All my traders were already long, and we'll talk about the other names which were long as well. Now what happened at 10 a.m., right? So we pushed. It was a big move into 10 a.m., right? So we did push. You know, on SPY we pushed from 638 to the 639s. Then I told the traders to take the most profit off. At 10 a.m. take most profit off, hold runners. You hold runners. That means as long as the Ripster EMA cloud is holding, you hold the runners. If you're trading 10 contracts, you keep 2. Because even if you kept 2 today, like I will show you here, even those 2 kind of paid pretty well. So I told the traders that hold few. I also told the traders do not short it. A lot of traders were trying to short it, but right away Powell came in, and I did tweet about it, and I said it's gonna go, and right away everything ripped, because this is all algo driven, right? The words that he says, the speech that he's talking about, the institutional, the big dogs, the algorithms catch those keywords, which meant that he's ready to cut the rates, even though he might not have said it, but he would have used certain words, that everything ripped, right? It's not retail just buying. Of course, retail buys and chases behind it, but you see that was the biggest big move. The 10-minute candle was insane, and everything ripped from there. So even if you held 2, those 2 went 300-400% for you. Even if you were long few shares, they gave you, you know, much more profit than what you logged from 9:30 to 10 a.m. So we were long because of our system. Even if we did not have Powell, let's say you mute the Powell, this is our 10 a.m. flag breakout. Remember my 10 a.m. repeatable concept. Go to ripstereducation.com, study it. If you follow me, I tweeted about again and again and again. So there was no reason. Yes, we were cautious. We didn't really have huge sizes in the Powell, but you could add right away if you get that news, or you can hold a small position. Remember, we were already green, right? So we were long here, and we were long on the QQQs, the NASDAQ futures. We were already green on those. So it's not like we were turning red. We were green from here. Of course, we took some profits, but our system did not tell us to stop out. We would have stopped out if we broke 512 and if we broke the MTF clouds. So the traders stayed long, and that's how we made those money. You see, I'll talk about Tesla in a minute, but you see that everything ripped. The Addy made 320% on IWM, Dutchy made 450% on SPY, DT Trades made 247%, Krish made 300% on SPX. Mayuki made 400%, Lot of Friday made 500%, Robert made 350%, Dutchy made 450. Why is that? Because we are playing the system. We are not chasing, we are not FOMOing, we are already long because of our system. So that's what I'm trying to teach you here, right? Today was so important about the MTF clouds. Watch rest of the recap. You will see how we nailed most of our plays. All right, so that was SPY QQQ Nasdaq all day long. Once it pulled back right here, that's when I told the traders to exit it. We broke that, and I sent the alerts to exit it, and we exited 1254. Once it hit there, that's it, we were out. It did reclaim, but it did not make a new high, and it was a chop all day. The most of money was made in that initial move, and that's where you were supposed to be. After that there was nothing happening, but that was the move. And this move in SPY QQQ helped us long Mag 7, all the Dow Jones name, the Bitcoin names, the hype names, the haughty list, the semiconductors. When the market is so strong, you could literally find the strongest names and long them, right? So we will going to recap that. It helped our longs on our earning plays. So let's go to the next one. All right, so let's look at NVIDIA now. Okay, so we already talked about how the market dripped with Powell, but let's look at NVIDIA. So let's go to NVIDIA, which is still going after hours. Probably go see that. Okay, so what was happening on NVIDIA? So let's look at our pre-market game plan. Remember, we do not do anything without a game plan. And NVIDIA highlighted as a red to hold the H20 production, China issues. So we are a bearish bias to short it as long as under yesterday lows. Pay special attention, as long as under yesterday's lows, watch the all semiconductors. So we did short it. We shorted NVIDIA right out of the gate versus 173. We shorted it right at 172s. As soon as it pushed back over the clouds, we stopped out. We took a dollar loss, and then it turned to the long. I told the traders to long it. Remember, reclaiming two concepts: reclaiming pre-market lows, reclaiming 512 Ripster clouds, then broke out of pre-market highs, reclaimed 3450 clouds, reclaimed yesterday lows. It's a long, it's bullish, it's long, it's bullish. So we long it right away, NVIDIA. So we longed NVIDIA. I told the traders to long into the gap. You can see the timestamp guidance. 940 we were long, and I told the traders the full gap fill is our target. That was around 175, and we did hit our NVIDIA target by 10 a.m. Then we got a pullback. Of course, you can always add back here. And then we got a pullback, but we did not stop out completely. We still had the runners. I did not tell the traders to sell completely. I still told them to sell 60% or more than half, keep rest. Now, if Powell said something bad, we would have gotten out. But remember, we were in early. So you have to watch your risk. Your risk is right here, right here. And once it moves up, our risk was right here. So when we held, and then it broke the MTF. Then as soon as we broke the MTF, I gave the target of 177. You see, stops were break even. We hit our 177 target. Why is that? 1 hour MTF clouds breakout, 20 EMA MTF breakout. So when we hit our 177 target, it came from yesterday. Then it pulled back, reclaimed 20, and then it flag break, push high. You can see that reclaim 20 MTF, flag break to the highs. So you see that from that 173 long, we almost make $4 long on NVIDIA with our system. We were short, but we turned long. We know Powell said bullish things. We know SPY QQQ is running. That's why we were long. That's why community killed this trade. Let's go to the next one. So this thing was similarly applicable to AMD as well. Let's look at our pre-market planning on AMD. So let's go there. So pre-market planning on AMD was Trump was thinking to divert the chip fund to the rare earth. Only call if 162 holds and semis and market is bullish. Okay, if market is bullish, semiconductors are bullish, it's over 162, you curl it. Curl it means you long it. So that was the plan given to the pre-market, and I also tweeted out this plan on my Twitter as well. Traders who followed that plan, they were long. So I told the traders, it's a 512 curl. Do not short it. It's a 512 curl long. First target, always the gap fill. Second target, the MTF clouds. The AMD ran from that 162. Trump, Powell pulled back, held the Ripster cloud, held the yesterday lows. You had no reason to be scared and cut it. And we pushed all the way towards our 2021 MTF target. That's the target I gave. That's how we traded AMD long as well. Pre-market planning, live guidance with the system, no hindsight, no BS. So now comes our Tesla long. Our Tesla long, we were a little late, but we didn't miss the big move. So how did we do it? First of all, Tesla was a multiple clouds, 50 EMA. Remember, 50 EMA is super duper important. 50 EMA, 1 hour MTF clouds, 2021 MTF clouds. Let's go to the pre-market planning. Let's go here. Tesla Pre-market planning sitting right at 50-55 MTF clouds inside day. MTF resistance above, watch flow. I always tell you guys to watch the flow on Tesla. That's why my traders focus on Tesla. That's why my traders in the community are making those gains on Tesla. You know, Mikshu made 400% on Tesla. Frank made 350% on Tesla. Mayuki made 400% on Tesla. You know, Florida did 300%. Frank did 350%. Many trader did 5 to 6 to 7, $8 per share profit on Tesla. Why is that? Because of the system and our pre-market planning. So as soon as it started to pull out, I told the trader it is super duper strong. It's going to push towards the 2021 MTF. And also the Ghost Board, our in-house flow expert, and an amazing tool. You should try his tool. He came in with the flow. I was on the voice. We have 3 flow scanners. I told the traders lot of Tesla flow coming in. I told them they're buying 350s, they're buying 360s. That's why my traders held the long. Our system was long. We had huge MTF breakouts. So the next target I gave was 335. Even when the Powell came out, I gave the target 335 because there was no reason to cut Tesla. Traders were long right from here. It pulled back, it held. Even after Powell said there was no reason to get out of your Tesla, I gave the 335 target. We hit our 335 target, and the next target was 338. We even got that. Beautiful all-day winner. Tesla held the Ripster clouds all day. That's how you do it. All right, so next one we're going to discuss is Zoom. Zoom was our earning play. Let's see how we traded that. So Zoom, what was the plan on Zoom? Let's take a look at what was the plan on the Zoom. The pre-market plan on Zoom was, let's take a look here. Right here. High focus earning plays, I highlighted as a red. Gap and crap under 76. If curls over 76, 70, 60, you long it. That was the pre-market plan. As soon as I see that my plan is triggered, I told the trader it is turned bullish. Long versus 76.50. If you missed it, wait for the pullback. There was a little pullback. Traders got it. And then it broke out. I told the trader it's confirming the breakout, we should see higher. Confirming the breakout, we should see higher. First target I gave was 80 bucks. We did hit our 80 bucks. Nothing to do with the Powell. This was an earning play. Nothing to be scared of. We didn't take anything off. Our 80 target met. Then it was the next flag break. We moved the stops to 79. I gave the next target 81.30. We hit that target as well. We moved the stops to 80.50. And then we hit all our targets. And the traders held all the way long to 83 bucks. No reason to cut. Insane win today. One of the traders made really, usually we don't talk about money. One of the traders really made huge 5-figure win on this, and he was focused. Very proud of that. So you can see that cloud skirling, pre-market high breakout. You plan it, you trade it. Plan the trade the plan. Beautiful winner, no hindsight, no BS. Let's go to the next one. All right, so next I'm going to talk about few things that we were long, like the power of the MTF clouds, right? So let's take a look at few. Let's start with Circle. Circle, as soon as Powell broke out, you take long right away, MTF long. I told the traders MTF long. Circle, what was our, it was all our day 2 plays. We do not pick the trades randomly. You can see the Circle was a day 2 play, Core Weave, PLTR, all was our day 2 plays. Circle, support, resistance, pre-market planning. Once it breaks that, you take it long, 1 hour MTF long. We put the stops at 140 once it started to run. So Circle from 1 hour MTF long went all the way to 145. If you had Ripster EMA Cloud, if you had Ripster MTF Cloud, you really nailed these setups. That's how my traders nailed it today. Very proud of them. And it was not just Circle. Let's take a look at Coin. Coin, MTF breakout, MTF magnet. This is the MTF magnet setup. The traders were long on Coin. The traders were long on Coin. MTF magnet today, long setup for all the traders in the community, which were long. Robocash guided everybody on the on that long because Eddie was on top of it because it was MTF breakout, again Ripster MTF clouds, and it was magnet setup. Then we had PLTR, which was also 50 MTF breakout, not as great as others, but decent play. You could buy this. This is where I told the traders to buy it after Powell came. 512 pullback all the way long to 163s. There were many other plays here. There was MSTR, which was a huge MTF breakout, breaking out of the MTFs, pullback long after Powell, take it long all the way. And this is not hindsight. This is not BS. We do it all the time. We pre-market plan for it. That's why my traders are just killing there. You can see that MSTR was on our game plan as well. all the top plays. So that's how you focus, that's how you do it. All right, let's look at a few further. My top focus today was Chinese names. They were FUTU. The FUTU was our top focus. Why was it? FUTU ran great yesterday. Whenever something runs yesterday, you keep in watch as a day 2 setup. So FUTU was our number 1 day 2 setup in the pre-market planning. Also, FUTU also was on our news play because it had a catalyst. FUTU had an upgrade by Jeffries, not a big tier firm, but still it was an upgrade. 52-week highs, bullish bias to long, no long under 180 to 50. That was the planning on FUTU. As soon as the market opened, I saw the strength. I told the traders that FUTU has triggered a long. Why is that? Because it's staying over yesterday's highs. It's holding Ripster 512 clouds. You long it. Powell came. We pushed further. So FUTU was long. Stops were at 187 once it started to push. And you just have to follow the targets, because once it's over the 52-week highs, you go back, look at your other levels, and you can see that where the FUTU is going for. It's going for its all-time highs right there, right? So we finally exited FUTU when it broke 512s, and similarly for BIDU. BIDU was also long because you know, 1 hour MTF long yesterday. I told the traders to long it as well, and BIDU ran for us as well there today. The one we did not long was PDD. PDD was on our game plan as well. Gap and cap below 126, long if it holds that. My problem with PDD was that it already made a huge move yesterday and the pre-market, so this was a chop. So I told to reject it. I told the traders to leave it. You can see that I mentioned PDD rejections, so we didn't really do anything on PDD. So next one we're going to discuss is Google. Google, I just want to point out that power of our tools, the news plays. You know, we didn't really play Google. We didn't really play Google in the morning, but we had this trade. I think even I bought it at 205. Let's see if we can find that. So Google had a news, Apple news, that I tweeted as well. If you follow me on Twitter, there's a news between Apple and Google. And as soon as that Google, as soon as the news came, I told the traders Google can continue to run on that news. You can long Google, and you can see all the timestamp guidance here on Google. So basically, what was happening was Google had a news, and then Google pulled back initially after the big swipe, and that pullback gave me an entry because it was closer to the 512s. That's why we bought Google. Nothing too much, just a small size, and from there Google went on to run to give us 4 points. So you can see that Google news, Apple was not moving, but Google provided me the opportunity because it was a bigger news for Google than Apple. That's why we longed it, and it was easy, nice lunch. We sold it almost there. I sold a few hundred shares when it broke 512. Easy money with the news because we have such a fast news alerts, and my system gave me a low risk to long it. That's how I got Google. That was a beautiful winner. There were some other setups in the community today as well. Walmart was a nice fader, 50-55 MTF rejections. You see, it acts as a big resistance, and Costco was also a day too short. Multiple MTF rejections. You buy puts, you know, traders made really almost, they did a $7-8 per share profit on this short. Even in such a bullish market, there were some short setups. Why was that? The sector was weak, right? The Costco, Walmart, these things were weak, and these were our top plays. Walmart, Costco, you just have to follow the pre-market planning for the Ripster clouds, and you could do really good on these setups as well. Day 2, day 3, repeatable strat. All right, let's wrap it up with a few other trades. NEGG, you know, we didn't really need to focus too much on a lot of these earning plays, but there was a lot of opportunities there today. NEGG was our earning play. The plan was to long only if it held 126, 125. Once it broke that 126, 125, NEGG became a gap and crap. You know, RGB was on top of it on NEGG. You can see that, you know, he shorted NEGG right here at 130s, and he took all the way down to NEGG, and he had huge trade on NEGG, almost 30 share. You know, even if you have small size, 100 shares, 200 shares, 50 shares, doesn't really matter. Even on 100 shares, you made over you know, $3,000. So that's how these kind of setups are, guys. Beautiful earning trade. Let's look at the next one. INTU was also a running play, INTU. The plan on INTU was bearish bias, cautious of 512 calls, 650 key. right? So that was the plan in the pre-market. Our short did not work. We actually lost on the short, but the long was amazing. Let's look at that one here. INTU again with Ripster EMA Cloud. We were short. It dipped. I mean, it was decent short from 650 to 642, but once it's curled, we stopped out, and this is where it was a curl. I told the traders to watch the curls. Nice, beautiful long. INTU went to 670. Yeah, I want to close out with the gamma squeeze play, which was amazing play here by community. Special shout out to the traders like Mikshu who were on top of it, analyzing the gamma on open. We were all day long. My traders were on gamma. Even I didn't trade it, but I did tell the traders that if we push over that 5, then they're going to push to the 5. That's the target I gave on open. See, these are cult names. These are cult retail names. They just got more squeeze. Because what happened was everybody was a lot of cult name here. Once Powell came in, he cut the rates, or he didn't cut the rates, but in a rate cuts is bullish for these kind of names. So it swiped. On top of it, everybody was buying 0 DTEs, 0 DTEs, 0 DTEs. Insane amount of 0 DTEs being bought. Mikshu in the community, very senior trader, pointed out how much 0 DT they're buying. I have talked about gamma squeeze many times there, how the gamma squeeze happens. When anybody is coming in, the open interest is 100, but you're buying thousands and thousands and thousands of those lotos, right? The market makers are going to lose money. They're selling you lotos, they're losing money because they are selling and they are net short. So they have to hedge their position, so they buy the stock and the stock keeps going up. The market makers are hedging, gamma squeeze is happening, the cult retail traders are coming in, held the 512 clouds, broke out of here, continue to push. Open was amazing trade for the traders in the community, and there's too much bullishness there. So you could trade that as long as you're holding 512 clouds. Amazing guidance in the community by Mikshu and many other traders. Beautiful trade. Usually I'm very cautious of overnighting such crowded stocks, but today there was a lot of reasons to trade that gamma squeeze on open. We'll see what happens next week. If it holds 5, it can push, unless the company does an offering. You never know, but I haven't studied the financials on them, but definitely was a good trade there. Pullback, midday 512 breakout, or midday 512 calls, midday flag breakout, all day long, gamma squeeze, beautiful trade, pushed to our 5 target and did the after hour squeeze just like I mentioned. Thank you, take care, bye bye.